Ready, Jeff?
Yep.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Brenda Tello-Horton. I'm the co-founder of ProPlanr. What is ProPlanr? Well, before I tell you what ProPlanr is, I want to explain the situation that we're involved in here. Every organization needs to plan, from hiring plans to marketing plans to strategic plans or diversity inclusion plans, sales and revenue plans. The way planning is done today is outdated, fragmented, and unproductive. So let me just go over the problems with planning today. Plans, projects, and tasks lack an integrated and automated workflow. They're disorganized. Most plans are created in a Word or Google document and stored in files and folders, which often get misplaced, lost, or forgotten. They're fragmented. Team members have to open up a different system, task management software, to upload those plans. And there's poor communication. Team members rarely reference the high-level plans because the plans are not easily accessible. This leads to countless meetings, phone calls, and email updates. And it can be complicated. Task management tools are often complex, hard to navigate, which means the team does not use the system. So the biggest problem is a lack of integration and automation between plans, projects, and task management systems. Introducing ProPlanr. ProPlanr is an integrative planning and collaboration task management software system for teams. All your plans, all your projects, all your tasks organized in one simple platform, accessible by you and your team anywhere, on any device, anytime. Let's take a look at the opportunity of the marketplace. The project task management software industry has over 62 million users in every market, from enterprise to medium to small business to private and public sector. We're initially going to go after the Sacramento and the Austin market because we have contacts there, we have clients there, and we're also going to go after nonprofits because we've done a lot of work with nonprofit agencies as well. Hware LLC is our company, and so we have a lot of clients under that umbrella as well. So that's our initial target audience. I'm going to just go high level over the financial projections. We're going to release ProPlanr in the team version this summer of 2017. So our goal is to get 600 paying customers by the end of this year. Fast forward to year 5, 2021, with 100,000 paying customers with a profit of over $13 million. So let's look at the revenue model very quickly here. It's a SaaS-based business model. So if you've got private plans, we're going to have you pay for those private plans. If you have public plans, we're going to allow you to do those plans for free. So our pricing model is going to be similar to GitHub. We're still playing with the pricing model and fleshing that out, but initially we're thinking about $12 a month for personal plans, and the organization plans will be at about $25 a month. And of course we're going to provide incentives if they want to pay an annual rate. So we are seeking an initial investment of $1 million for 10% ownership, and based on our 5-year projections, this investment's share of profits over 5 years is $1.4 million, which is about 193% ROI. Our exit strategy is to get acquired by Google, Intuit, GoDaddy, Zoho, Salesforce, or any organization, company that would want to acquire us. So let me just give you an example of other task management systems that have been acquired. So Microsoft bought Wunderlist for $200 million. Atlassian just bought Trello for $425 million. Asana has raised over $38 million from benchmarks, capital firms. So we know that VCs and angels like to invest in productivity applications. We know that ProPlanr is a scalable type of product. Let's talk a little bit about the team. I'm the co-founder and chief evangelist. My experience my background is in entrepreneurship, selling, and fundraising. Today, I'm a business strategist, planning and productivity coach, speaker, and co-founder of ProPlanr. I legally own 51% of the company. We were recently selected by South by Southwest Release It Pitch competition to participate as an alternate in their pitch competition this past March, just last month. I've placed third out of 180 female-led startup challengers nationwide in the Women's Startup Challenge. I have built and sold an e-commerce site. I'm also a community fundraiser. As I mentioned, I've raised over $450,000 for various charities and social causes. And I come from a small business background too. I've been a top producing real estate agent here in Northern California. I've been a Dale Carnegie sales trainer, and I have over 14,000 followers on Twitter. So as you can see, I like to fundraise, I like to promote, and I like to sell. And I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. Oh, let me get back up and talk about Chuck, my other co-founder, is a lead developer and CFO and CTO. He brings a wealth of business and technology expertise to the team. Serial entrepreneur, business and technology consultant. He's architected over 25 different commercial applications in over 18 different programming languages for the public, private, small, medium, Fortune 500 companies. He's a top contributor to the Google Polymer Starter Kit. Google Polymer is the development platform that we're using to build ProPlanr on. He's a thought leader on web applications, and he served 8 years on the board of directors for a local nonprofit here in Sacramento, where he led a $6 million campaign and a transition strategy for hiring, process, and a new executive director. Thank you so much.
Excellent, thank you very much. Sorry, I usually stop the buzzer before it goes off. We're not as mean as we are at startup pitches. So, but I was enthralled by your presentation.
Okay.
So, we like to ask all of our presenters, what can this community do to help you?
I would love to be introduced to a VC firm or an angel investor that can help fund us so that we can focus on ProPlanr full-time, because right now we are self-funded, and so we have to stop and start. You know, we have to go consult, make money, and so if we could get funding of $1 million, we would put that money towards more developers and more marketers and expedite the growth of ProPlanr.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll now open it up for questions from the audience.
And at this time, I want to invite Chuck up here,
Sure.
my co-founder,
Come on
for
up,
the
Chuck.
Q&A, so in case anyone wants to geek out on technical questions or any of the financials, because that's more of his expertise level
And
as
stand
well.
over that way, Chuck.
Or
Well,
just-
either way, just don't
How about
come,
that?
don't come
In
past
case
here.
I have any
All right.
number of questions.
We'll
Any
open it up
questions?
for questions. Come on, folks.
Could you elaborate a little bit on the planning? Because time constraints didn't have much time to go deeply into that, but is your focus task management or is your focus sort of organizational planning?
It would be, well, one is it's integrated planning.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, when you plan, say you do a business plan, you use a system, you could be writing that in Google Docs or Word or Live Plan. And then you need to come up with your implementation plan. That's all the steps that are going to go to do that. And you might go to Trello or Asana, a whole other system. And so you have this friction that information is not combined together in one system. What we've done is combine those two worlds. So now you can have your high-level plans with your actual implementation plan. So the people who are doing the implementation steps can also see why are they doing that, and can reference the narrative about it, and vice versa. And also, because it's a web-based app that can work on phones or any device, is it also can have video, rich content, which most other systems don't do. And this is a problem that, we both had with. We've been involved in a lot of fundraising. Brenda did a lot of fundraising where she had big teams to have to coordinate. And so she needed that, and also with myself doing a lot of business planning, strategic planning. So we're actually building a system that is a problem we've been having, that there isn't one integrated plan and that our customers have asked for. So that's where where nobody's doing that at this point. And it's a huge market. Also because we've built this on Google technologies, and I'm very active with Google engineers every day on the open source technology. They haven't yet acquired a company like this. Microsoft has, all the other big players. So we're trying to position ourselves to be acquired would be our ideal. And so right now we've been self-funding this, and with getting some funding, we can help, accelerate that growth. But the idea is, again, kind of integrated planning, so it's both high level and task.
When you were doing your presentation, and maybe I wasn't paying good enough attention because I was watching the timer, but basically the question that he asked, it wasn't clear to me how you differ from something like Basecamp or Trello. But what I understand you're saying is there's the strategic plan up here, and that implements with okay, so.
Yeah.
So what we were trying to convey with this very quickly on the slide is people tend to write their narratives in more of a Word document or a,
Google Doc,
Google
Word
Docs.
document.
And then they
have
could
to
use a
upload
whole
it.
other system. It could be project, Gantt charts, project, and so on and so forth. And there's a big divide. And a lot of the people who are working on this never get to see this information. And vice versa. It's hard for the people at this level to see what's going down without going to multiple
Right,
places.
because the people that are usually developing these plans, they're usually the CEOs or the executive directors of nonprofits, and then they've got their team implementing these plans, and these two systems are not always talking to
So
each
from
other.
that slide, it wasn't clear to me that you were talking about a strategic plan, because I use Basecamp a lot, and you can, Google Docs, you can.
You have to
post-
upload them though.
You have to upload them, but you can put them in there. But what I'm hearing you say, it's not, what I get from this slide is that if you have a Google Doc, if you have a document, you can integrate it. I don't get from this slide that your strategic plan can become part of your day-to-day.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
just a
We
little
need to-
feedback.
That's good feedback. Okay, thank you.
And I can pop it up on the screen if you want, if you don't mind connecting. And actually, that's just so,
Yeah, so, and a lot of times when people have developed these plans on Word or Google Doc and they leave the organization or they leave the company, those plans tend to get lost, misplaced, they're misfiled. And then you've got, the new folks coming in, they don't have any reference point, they don't have anything, context to see, okay, where were we and where are we going now? With ProPlanner, you've got all your plans, all your projects, all your tasks in one system. It never leaves that organization. It's always there. So you have something to reference, and you're not starting over and reinventing the wheel. And that's the problem with putting plans in Google Docs and Word documents. They tend to get lost, misplaced, and misfiled.
well, and so what you're seeing here is a dashboard of our team plans where you might have, like I'm involved in lots of different things, our HR company or our different clients, my personal plans. So one is you'll be able to find all your different plans in one place. Then what we're talking about is an integrated plan is we allow for again, the high level where you can clearly articulate in your overview of what you're trying to achieve. And then you can get into the narrative where you can then, talk about the actual content, put the videos in.
You can insert videos, you can insert links, images.
Then you
and
can go right into
your task.
the specific tasks. And this is actually my plan that I'm doing to go, okay, these are the next steps I need to do in the development of action planner for the team. And so, we designed it so that it keeps you focused on the task at hand. So if you've completed your different phases, it collapses as you mark things off. It drops it down to the bottom. So this is the idea of our integrating where I can now, in this plan, not only can we see the steps that we're trying to achieve, we can also see all the information related to that. Let's see if I've got another. And all kinds of plans from, we're in the process of selling a house. So, with the information I needed to put together for the sale of the house, this would be a personal plan, and all the different things involved with doing that. Let's see, this is a development plan for a product we're using to help fund ProPlanr. And the various information for how it needs to be developed, then the actions that are being done. If I want to focus and go, I just want to see just the things I need to be focusing on, I can do that. If I go, I don't need to look at this. so forth. So that is our idea of an integrated plan where now you're not hunting and pecking around. in different
Right,
systems.
you're not having to upload files and documents into a Google, into Trello or Asana or Basecamp. It's just, everything's already in there. And when, let's say you leave the organization, those plans are there, and so the new people that come in, they can reference those if they have some kind of context and they don't get misplaced or misfiled or lost in the process.
So a follow-up question to that, having been the Salesforce administrator for an organization, a nonprofit organization, it's only as good as people using the system.
That's right, yeah.
So user adoption or adaption or whatever the term is,
Yeah.
was a huge problem.
Yeah.
How are you addressing that, or how does ProPlanner address that?
Yeah, so we're currently in public beta. We've got about 200 beta testers on our email list that say, we need this, we want this, we are ready to try this, I need to introduce this to my team, because the other systems that we're currently using, they're not working for the reasons I mentioned. And so obviously, Basecamp was the first out in the marketplace to have, to be the popular task management system, and then came Asana and Trello. So there's always going to be people that will have their favorite, productivity applications that they want to use. So obviously ProPlanner is not going to resonate with everyone. So, we're going after the low-hanging fruit, our clients, our customer base, and people that that say, I really want this. What's currently not working isn't working.
And another thing we're intending to do is to have lots of templates so that you have kind of pre-built plans, so it'll be easier for people to onboard. So I didn't get a chance to show that, but that would be a big piece. And then also that the administrators will be able to create shared plans. So if you have plans where it's checklists, redundant that people do, or SOPs, you'd be able to use that and say, okay, here, use this. And then like you said, is if people aren't keeping plans up to date, it will be also send reminders to people who are responsible. So we'll be able to do notification via email and text if people so desire. So again, to keep people engaged, and they'll be able to do it on their phone or their computers, wherever they are.
Other questions?
So I always like to ask, if you got your $1 billion, what would be how would you distribute your funds?
Right, yeah, no, that's a great question. We would hire developers to bring ProPlanner to market with the team version and for customer support as we onboard more people. And we would also hire marketers to grow ProPlanner. So the marketing part would be like, use someone who really understands internet marketing, so SEO, social media ads, Google ads, just really understands conversion rates, click-through rates, someone who's just a really powerful person who has expertise in internet marketing.
I gather that you're going to hire, but I was looking more in terms of numbers and types of backgrounds.
Right. So what we would be to start with.
And also if you have that as part of your presentation.
Yeah, we do have a slide that summarizes that a little bit, but depending on the timing of the funding, the first thing we would end up doing, if we got funded by the summer, we'd bring on 6 people. 2 of them would be us. Number 1 is we aren't able to do this full time because we're out bootstrapping funding. Like after this, I'm going to clients. And so it'll allow us to first focus. Then we will hire 2 development people that will support my development effort. Then we'll hire 2 marketers. And then what the key for us in growth is, by the very nature of this product, it will be viral, because every time you assign somebody, if they're not part of the team, it'll ask you to invite them. And as you have more people building plans, they will be inviting people. But up front, getting that first 500, that first 1,000, to get to a critical path, we're going to have to go to conferences, we're going to have to go do speaking engagements, we're going to have to buy ads. And so we're going to lose money on those first 5 to 1,000. But after that point, it will start getting viral. And so our cost per acquisition will be lower. So we're looking at front, we'll lose money in the first year, from the subscription based. So part of that funding will allow us to do that, to invest in marketing and advertising, content marketing up front, so that we can reap that in the coming years.
Yeah, I came in late, maybe you already have that in the slide. I don't know.
Yeah, we had it in the financial projections. I don't know, can we get the ProPlanner back up again?
here, I'll-
Yeah. That speaks to that. We probably,
So while he finds out, I have a question. Have you guys thought about applying to any of the accelerators, like 500 Startups or Y Combinator, which sometimes can be really helpful in getting to your seed funding?
yes, I have talked to people over at 500 Startups, and what they wanted, and this was about maybe 6 months ago, what they wanted was about $1 million in ARR for me to apply.
Can you tell people what AR?
So in applying to these type of incubators and accelerators, they already wanted to see a product out in the marketplace. They wanted to see that we had $1 million in annual revenue, annual recurring revenue. So they wanted to see, like, we've already got traction before that we got, they wanted to talk to us. And at the time, like I said, this was 6 months ago, and that was just they're looking at high growth, high scalable.
Have you looked at, there's a ton of different what's the one that Jim Hitt went to first?
Acceleprise.
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 And I know they didn't have revenue at that
At
point,
that point, they didn't.
although they might have said
We
they
should-
did.
we should-
Well, we have
Yeah.
revenue, it's just in other parts of our
Right,
business.
right.
Yeah, I mean, we have revenue with our consulting business, we don't have any revenue
Right.
with ProPlanner yet, so, but did that answer your question? Okay, and we had
Yeah,
some
I
other,
just- I was just late.
Okay, we've got just a couple minutes left.
Maybe you covered it. What's your revenue model?
it's SaaS-based, software as a service.
So how much is it? Is it a freemium base? Is it a subscription? How much of this is?
Right, so it's gonna be a different, let me see if I can get can we get to, because I've got a
Here, I'm on.
really good revenue model screen that I can actually speak to.
You're not going to connect, because I've got it controlled,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I think it's after the last one, it's like one of these down here.
Okay.
So for personal plans, it would be somewhere like $12 a month, or, $22 a month, or $50 a month. And then we just have it broken down with collaborators, public plans, private plans, and archive plans. And then Chuck, if you can go to the organization model, this one here. So it's SaaS-based, a monthly fee with an incentive discount to pay annually.
Well, and one of the things that we're exploring different methods. This is one possible method. It's more around how many plans you have. You pay by the number of plans versus the number of users. We'll also be looking at another model that will be by more number of users. And one of the things, we had a luncheon with the CEO of GitHub, who said, if I had to do it over again, when I did my pricing, when I was in beta, I would survey my users and put out several different type of pricing, because they just went through total change of how they price fundamentally. They were like this, and they have now changed to a user base. And so we're going to follow his advice. I think that was real good. So we're going to put out a couple different, as we get enough beta users and get their feedback, what would resonate. Now, we still believe in this concept. We do open source development. We want to do open source planning. So people who want to use the system and share their plans to help their communities, they can use it for free, just like you can use GitHub for free for open source planning. For open source code. For planning, if you open source your plans, you can use it for free. If you want it private, you pay. And that's going to be fundamental however we price it. And that's just part of our belief. So especially in the nonprofit world, that, hey, people can share their best practice plans, what worked with them. Why not share those ideas and let those users use it for free?
Well, thank you, that's all the time we have. But, you guys